So I think the first thing to think about with respect to reading is what problem are you really talking about? Because there are a number of different issues with reading. So one is that a lot of students are reluctant to read. They can read. They may read a little bit below grade level, but not severely below grade level. But they don't like to read, right? And so they use the kind of text as an excuse to disengage. And sometimes are even intimidated by it, so it's not necessarily an excuse. But they're reluctant readers. A different category of readers is English language learners, right? Students who are just learning English. That's a very different kind of category. And then a third category is students who are really well below grade level. So their English language, their spoken and heard English language skills are really good, but they may not have the reading skills to be able to decode text. So the first thing to understand is which of those categories you're in. Okay. The other thing to think about is how features of the MATHia software support these different kinds of readers. And we've actually seen really strong results with poor readers. One study in Chicago found that below median readers performed better on the ACT exam, they got better grades, and they even performed better on the ACT English exam after having gone through the curriculum. So in some sense, that goes to your point about teachers understanding and having the confidence in the software. So some of the things that I point out in the software are, for example, we very deliberatively write the word problems so that students don't just number scan. So they have to read. So sometimes numbers, like a numeral, like the number 12, will be spelled out, T-W-E-L-V-E, right? Not 1, 2. Right? And the reason for that is students can easily scan, and they will, see that number 12, 1, 2, and enter that as an answer somewhere, right? Alleviating the need to kind of understand the problem. When you spell it out, they'll need to decode that text, okay? But think about what's going on there. You read that word 12, and then somewhere in the problem, you're going to write 1, 2, the numeral 12. That's more of a reading test than a math test. You're not doing any math. You're reading a word, and you're telling me the numeral that corresponds to that word. So that's supporting a little bit the student's decoding of that text. Another example is when students ask for hints. Sometimes those hints will highlight portions of the text. Again, emphasizing to the student that this is the portion that you need to read in order to think about this part of the problem. So those are some of the supports that are incorporated in the software that are kind of subtle, but that are really important to supporting particularly reluctant readers and English language learners.